Nikki, it seemed like both teams went to the free throw line a lot today, but other than that, it seemed like a pretty good defensive effort by your guys.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really good for about, for sure 3 quarters. Like, I thought at the end, we didn't do a good a job like getting back in transition and getting the right matchups early. But yeah, I mean, I thought, hey, I said it yesterday. This is a team that is predicated on defense. Arizona State has always been about pressure in your face defense, control tempo, and just grind it out. Their offense has changed over the years. This is the first time I've ever seen them run 5-out motion. But ultimately, it was great for us because on a one-day prep, not having to worry about 17 different plays and just say, all right, we're playing off this person and everybody else, like guard your yard. And we've got help side from whoever's guarding 13, 43, they're basically their fives. So, I mean, I thought our defensive game plan was really good. I thought we cleaned up the glass really well through 3 quarters, and then didn't do as good a job on the glass, especially on free throws late.
Who was the one player that y'all were keying on? Was that Gillis for them?
I mean, it wasn't so much keying. Like I thought it was really important. Jade Lavelle is their leading scorer, and I thought early, we just didn't want her to get going early. She's either been hot or cold. She's had 2 huge scoring games for them and 3 where she struggled. And so I felt like if we got to her early and she didn't see the ball go through the basket, the first couple shots that, we would get the version that we wanted. And so we were pretty keyed in on her. But we respected everybody. I mean, we didn't want to give up threes to anyone, but we also knew statistically, like there are certain players out there that even though they shoot threes, statistically aren't great 3-point shooters. So, giving them one shot, cleaning up the basket, not letting them get back cut layups, not letting them drive straight rim runs, things like that. So I thought we did a great job of that. I thought we fouled them too much late and we gave up offensive rebounds, but to give up 11, 9, and 11 in 3 quarters, that's really, really good defense.
Smoke.
Nikki, I asked you about Queen yesterday, and she started out with a couple of missed shots, but she didn't let that affect her boards. It didn't seem that way. And she made a couple of free throws. Did you feel like you liked the way she kind of was able to grind through that or not?
Well, I always call games like this coaching TLC. I spent an hour with Queen last night, just to get her, kind of dialed back in and challenge her that it wasn't about seeing the ball go through the basket, but it was about energy. It was about, we were going to get her touches, but, give me a rim run layup. Like, give me just one of those where you get in a race and you win the race. Like, and she got one of those in the 3rd quarter. And those are just momentum, great for momentum. I thought she blocked some shots. I thought she was dialed in game plan wise because, early in the game, she had the job of playing off their fives and just really being there to help everybody. Like just roam the paint. And if someone gets beat on a back cut, block their shot. If someone drives to the basket, help. And so I thought she was really dialed in defensively and gave us good energy. I think she's got to play through contact a little better. I think she's got to see the ball go through the basket a little bit more. But I liked how hard she was posting. I liked how she was working on D, and as much as anything, I liked her energy.
Nikki, today y'all were able to build a 13-point lead at halftime despite not making any 3-pointers in the first half. And then I think you made one in getting it to 20. What is it? I mean, do you like that? Do you not like that? At least to build a lead and extend a lead?
Yeah, I mean, I like balance. But you have to take what the defense gives you, and they stayed home a lot. I mean, they really did. And we got a ton of paint touches. We didn't finish as much as we should, whether it was, Sarah driving to the basket, didn't see the ball go through the basket that much. And Liz and Queen, pretty much all their shots besides maybe one of Liz's were in the paint, so we were getting the ball to the paint. I mean, we were playing there, obviously key play late, downhill drive with the kick out to Jamie for 3. That's the dagger to put the game away. You know, do I want to see balance? Yes. Do we want to take what the defense gives us? I mean, sometimes that's just what you have to do.
Smoke.
I got another one. Yeah, I had a call come in, but you there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Nikki, are you a practice coach where you have to practice well to play? How do you handle that? Everyone has kind of a different philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, I think you certainly, I mean, that's the standard, you know, and with 9 players, you know, the standard can only be like, I mean, but yes, I mean, there'll come a point in time where the standard has to be, we're going to play hard on every possession. It doesn't matter if it's practice. It doesn't matter, you know, the harder we practice, the shorter we can practice. You know, we can stay all day if you guys can't get this, you know, or we can get in, we can get great repetitions, and we can get out. And so, you know, do I want to see him compete on every possession? Yes. Do we have the luxury of a male practice squad? So, you know, like anyone who says like, I need to prove it into a game, like, nah, if you can't prove it when you're playing against our guys, then half the teams we play against aren't as good as our guys. You know, like the teams we play against may game plan better for us, but they don't necessarily have individual players who are better. And so to me, I tell them like, hey, if you can score on Taylor, if you can make the right decision with Taylor guarding you, you know, then I'm going to trust you to make a play, you know, in the game. So yeah, I mean, I put a lot of, you know, of responsibility and accountability on practice. At the same time, like I only got so many bodies and I'm just trying to keep them healthy.
Speaking of only having so many bodies, back-to-back days, did that affect the shooting percentage, do you think?
You know, it's probably some, but I really just think it was the physicality, because to me, you know, we didn't take a lot of threes. And so it wasn't a situation where we didn't have legs on those. You know, to me, if you have legs to power up and finish through contact in the paint, you certainly have, you know, the legs to take a three. You know, obviously I played Jordan a ton and Jamie a ton, but those are like we call them like energy conservationists. They're amazing at like being able to conserve energy when they need to, you know? And so at least their minutes were down a little bit. Liz's numbers were down to be able to turn around, because the thing I fear the most with 3 games in 3 days is not playing 3 days in a row, but it's the type of physicality of the matchups that we have. Because Houston's going to be very similar to Arizona State in terms of their physicality, but they're going to be a little more athletic at every position, and they're going to run 10 to 12 bodies in. And so, you know, I think the player that played the most for him played 28, and then it was like 24, 22. So, you know, I hope Fordham runs them all over the gym today.
Anything else, guys? All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.